Hey, it's Ethan here at eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install these Konig XB16 diamond pattern assisted tensioning snow tire chains on our 2021 Mazda CX-5. This is going to be on tire size 225, 65, 17. Make sure you check the fit guide at eTrailer to find the right chains for your tire size. Also, we have them on the front axle as per our owner's manual. Also, make sure you check that to make sure you're putting the chains on the right axle. These chains are going to be useful in moderate snow and light ice conditions. They're a diamond pattern, which means they go across the tire in this diamond shape, and they give you more coverage on the tire, so it's really helpful for turning, and it gives you a lower profile so you don't feel them as much while you're driving compared to a ladder pattern. The links themselves are square, so that's going to be part of the reason why they get you that nice bite into that ice and snow, as well as the fact that they have that manganese nickel alloy construction, so they're going to be durable. They're going to hold up to rust, weather, corrosion better than a low carbon steel chain would. They're not technically Class S compatible, but the square links are still low profile enough that they are a fit for this vehicle and they're not going to cause any issues in our wheel well. Here on the front, you can see that the chains have a different color. It's because they're powder coated to protect not only your hands when you're installing them if it's cold, but also with these going straight across your rims. They do a little bit of a better job protecting against damaging when they're bumping up against that. As well, here you can see that there is that assisted tensioning cable. That is just going to help get that tension into the chains. The chains come two to a set in this hard protective outer shell. I really like these that Konig delivers their chains in. Not only do they keep them secure, but also really compact. Inside you can see that it's the other set of chains and some instructions, as well as a couple of loose pieces in case things break. On the back, there's this little hook and loop patch, so if you do leave these in your car, they're going to be less prone to sliding around in the back or wherever you choose to store them. One of my favorite things about these chains is that they're super easy to install, so we always recommend trying it out in your garage beforehand just to make sure you know what you're doing before you find yourself stranded on the side of the road. You can check out how we did it right now. First thing we like to do is to lay the chains out flat. We just want to make sure that nothing is caught or twisted or tangled up. Especially with this long assisted tensioning cable, it tends to get wrapped around things pretty easily. We also want to make sure that we have this gap here where our tire is going to go, and we want to make sure that the chains are facing the right way. We do that by looking at these large hoops at the end of each set of links. We want to make sure that the flat side is facing up. We don't want these hooks making contact with the tread of our tire. So we have them facing up, we have them the right way. And then we start by feeding one set of the chains around the back of the tire. I like to use the side that doesn't have that assisted tensioning cable, again just because it is long and it loves to get stuck behind the tire as I pull them around. But once I have them fed around and I have that gap, we'll make our first connection on the back side using this stud and the plate on the end of either side. Just fit right in there, just like that, and then we'll drape the rest of the chains around the tire. Then we can make our next connection on the front side using this loose red link and the red hook. Everything is color coordinated, so it's really easy to find where everything should go. Then we'll just adjust a little bit, and then we'll come down to the bottom here. And this actually got wrapped around just a little bit, so I'll feed that back through. And now we'll put that assisted tensioning cable, do this catch right here down at the bottom to make sure that it sits in there and it gets held in place, and then we'll torque it back. You'll hear it ratcheting in place, and then we'll go through as many of these red hooks as we can to still get a good amount of tension. So one's not going to be enough in our case, we use both of them, and then making sure that hook is facing out again, we'll come straight across to the other side and secure that in place. Once we've done that, make sure you get the chains on your driver's side tire as well. Roll forward or backwards a few times just to make sure that everything is in place, and then you're ready to hit the road. Overall, these Konig XB16 snow tire chains with the assisted tensioner are some of my favorite options that we have. Super easy to install, really great build quality, and that diamond pattern gets you that coverage in those conditions that I talked about a little bit earlier. I will say if you want to get something like these, I would personally recommend just springing for the full self-tensioning. That way you don't have to worry about adjusting these constantly. Get the self-tensioning and it does it while you drive. But if you do want these, they're still a really good option. This again was just a look at the Konig XB16 diamond pattern snow tire chains with the assisted tensioning how they fit on our 2021 Mazda CX-5.